Today we are going to talk about the heart-pounding, soul-crushing, tear-inducing, sometimes hilarious and other times terrifying couples that define the emotional roller coaster that is Teen Wolf. But now, it's time to answer the question we've all been avoiding. Which couple truly reigns supreme in Beacon Hills? Welcome to TV series. If you're just joining us, please subscribe and don't forget to turn on the notifications bell for more videos. What you're about to hear may reignite old fandom wars, trigger emotional flashbacks, or cause sudden outbursts of, why did they do this to us? So get comfortable, because we're about to rank every Teen Wolf couple, from the painfully awkward to the epically unforgettable. Let's start with a pairing that could have been a dream, but felt more like a fever. Remember Scott and Scira? On paper, it was perfect. Alpha werewolf meets kitsune warrior. Two gentle souls, both powerful, both kind. Their chemistry had a soft, glowy feel to it, like a YA novel come to life. But the problem? Timing. Just as they started to fall in love, Beacon Hills exploded into yet another supernatural crisis. And poor Scira got swallowed into the void, literally. Their love story felt like a song that got cut off before the chorus. Sweet. Yes. Memorable. Absolutely. But did it reach its full potential? Not even close. Speaking of full potential, let's talk about Allison and Isaac. Now here's a pairing that had fans raising eyebrows and throwing shoes at their TVs. Isaac, the charming beta with tragic puppy eyes. Allison, the fearless hunter who once aimed her arrows at his species. After Allison broke things off with Scott, this pairing felt a little complicated. It was risky, emotional, and honestly a bit of a rebound. But somehow it worked, briefly. Isaac brought out a softness in Allison. She made him feel protected. But it never had time to evolve. And after Allison's tragic death, Isaac just vanished from the show like someone erased him with mountain ash. A couple that could have burned bright, but barely flickered. Let's not ignore the couple that practically invented sexual tension in the show, Derek and Braden. Phew. This pairing was hot, unexpected, and filled with action. Braden was no damsel. She walked in with a gun, a mission, and a mysterious past. Derek, who'd suffered more emotional trauma than most characters in horror movies, actually smiled around her. That alone deserves points. They weren't the "I'll die for you" type. They were the "we'll fight side by side and figure the rest out later." Their romance was brief but powerful. Like a match in the dark, it didn't last, but it lit up the room. Now, you can't talk Teen Wolf ships without bringing up one of the most fan-beloved slow burns of all time, Stydia. Stiles and Lydia. From the very first episode, Stiles was obsessed with her. And at first, Lydia couldn't care less. But then something changed. As Lydia transformed from Queen Bee to Banshee, Stiles stood by her. He didn't try to save her, he believed in her. And that made all the difference. Their journey wasn't linear. It was messy, heartbreaking, sometimes funny, and always real. From panic attacks to death visions, from hallucinations to finally admitting, "I didn't say it back," Stydia was earned. It wasn't a fairy tale, it was a storm. And when they finally kissed, fans around the world screamed like banshees. But what about Lydia and Jackson? Jackson. The arrogant lizard boy turned werewolf. This couple had the energy of a reality show. High drama, low communication, and lots of eye-rolling. They were the king and queen of toxic high school love. Lydia wanted real emotion. Jackson wanted, well, Jackson. There were moments of vulnerability, like when Jackson was possessed and Lydia still reached out to him. But mostly, it felt like two puzzle pieces from different boxes trying to fit together. Iconic for drama, but not the healthiest pairing. Let's take a breath and appreciate one of the most wholesome ships on the list, Mason and Corey. Finally, a love story that didn't end in death, betrayal, or a trip to Icon House. Mason was the tech-savvy best friend. Corey was the invisible chimera. Together, they brought a sweetness the show desperately needed. They supported each other. They had real conversations. And they actually survived. In a series where couples rarely make it past 2 seasons, Mason and Corey felt like a victory. Maybe not the most dramatic, but certainly one of the most genuine. And now, the couple that started it all, Scott and Allison. The werewolf and the hunter. The classic Romeo and Juliet of Teen Wolf. Their love story had all the tropes: forbidden romance, tragic misunderstandings, desperate sacrifices. But here's the thing, they felt it. Every moment between them felt intense, sincere, and grounded in real emotion. Allison didn't just fall for Scott. She questioned everything because of him. And Scott? He loved her with the full force of a teenager who would literally fight the world to protect her. Their final goodbye is still one of the most painful moments in the series. It's okay. It's perfect. Those words haunt us. A love cut short, but never forgotten. Of course, we can't ignore the wild card, the ship that existed mostly in the minds of fans but had enough chemistry to melt screens. Stiles and Derek. Snarky human and brooding werewolf. They bickered like an old married couple and saved each other more times than either would admit. While the show never made them canon, their scenes crackled with tension. Whether they were fighting, teaming up, or just exchanging sarcastic glares, fans couldn't get enough. And let's be real, some of the funniest, most memorable scenes came from their interactions. Derek lives on, not just in fanfiction, but in the collective heart of the fandom. Then there's Malia and Scott. This one caught everyone off guard. After all the history, trauma, and intense relationships, suddenly these two just got together? Some fans loved it. Others were confused. Scott, the heart. Malia, the chaos. They balanced each other out in a weird way. It wasn't fiery or dramatic. It was soft, surprisingly healthy, and kind of peaceful. Maybe they found each other when they needed something calm for once. Not the most iconic, but still important. And speaking of Malia, her relationship with Stiles? Now that was a plot twist. It started in Icon House, because nothing says romance like a psychiatric hospital. It was messy, fast, and a little jarring. But Stiles helped Malia reconnect to her humanity. And Malia gave Stiles someone to protect. They weren't built to last, but they taught each other lessons. About love, about pain, about healing. It was raw, unexpected, and painfully human. Finally, the couple that no one expected, but everyone respected, Sheriff Stilinski and Melissa McCall. The parents. The real MVPs. Watching them go from concerned parents to partners in crime, literally, was heartwarming. Their scenes were filled with awkward charm and quiet strength. And after all their kids had gone through, they deserved a little happiness too. It was like watching your favorite side characters get their own spin-off, and we loved every second of it. Okay, that's it for this episode. Thanks for watching. Please don't forget to share your thoughts in the comments section below. Please like, share, and subscribe for more.